Hi, this is a video for Philip. He's asked me about shunts, and to type a message, I'm sorry, but it'd take me too long. So I'm going to make a video. Um, you were asking basically is there any good of having a shunt, and that you've only heard bad things. Well, hello, I'm a success story. Well, technically, um, I'm still very ill, but it I have good days and bad days now, whereas before it was just constant like whereas now now it goes up and down. As you can, if you look at my videos before my shunt, I was extremely slow, extremely ill, whereas now I feel I'm a lot faster. Um, they've also diagnosed me with a condition called sleep apnea, which I think has helped quite a bit. I now have this funky machine. Anyway, that's off topic. My shunt, I had an incision here and my stomach. The one on my head, yes, it was painful if I leant on it, and obviously all the bruising and everything. Um, but the thing that really shocked me was my stomach wound. My stomach really hurt. It was fine after sort of the healing process. I would say give yourself a good 6 months to heal. Um, I was told that, and I went, nah, I'm going to be better before then. But truly and honestly, yes, probably within 2, 3 months, I was doing really, really well. But I was only fully healed in 6 months. Um, there's videos, all of my progress. What I've told to people is when you're going through the surgery, as you hit a milestone, watch a video. So you kind of know sort of, so if you're coming up to say a month on, you watch the one that's a month on video. It kind of also means that I'm there with you going through the journey. I have done literally hours after surgery. I've done hours before surgery. I've done like a week after. I've also made stupid mistakes, and I've openly admitted that. The day I got out of surgery, I went to have a meal with friends and laughed and joked and acted like amazing because my pressure, I felt good. I mean, yeah, my stomach hurt and my head hurt, but they weren't anything like having IIH. It was, as far as I was concerned, it was gone. And unfortunately, that kind of sent my pressure up, and it didn't help. Um, yes, my shunt got my pressure down. In the year that I've had my shunt, I have had to have it adjusted. My eyes are fully in remission. Um, they believe that the papilledema is completely gone. There's a tiny bit of scar tissue, but that's it. But I am still getting headaches all the time, and I'm not right, but it saved my eyes, and I think that's what a shunt does. It saves your eyes. It gives you a chance of having the pressure come down, uh, even if it's just a little bit. It takes that pressure off the backs of your eyes. Um, but on the better news, I have heard of people who, I knew one lady, she got a shunt, and she got a lumbar shunt one put in her back. And then she lived a good 15 years. Well, I met her recently, and she lived 15 years with her shunt with no problems, no headaches, no nothing. And I was like, damn, why can't my shunt have done that? And I don't think it's down to the fact that it was a lumbar shunt, because I've heard a lot of bad things about lumbar shunts. I personally would only get one now I've got my VP shunt. I wouldn't have got a lumbar shunt first, but that's just me. I went for the high risk, high reward. Um, I, I can't honestly advise on lumbar shunts. Um, I probably have quite a negative view of them, but I've not had one. Um, there is complications with both shunts. It is down to how good your surgeon is and how good the environment that you're recovering. I was in hospital for 4 days. and they were pretty much ready to. Sorry, I was in hospital for 5 days, but they were pretty much ready to kick me out after 4, because I was just doing that well, and that's the strength of my body and the strength of wanting to be alive and wanting to live and wanting to, and hopes and prayers that I had from everybody, I think also helped. There is a large IH community, and we are all there for each other. I don't do bitching. I say it as it is. If I don't like someone, I tell them. And also I will do anything to help anyone. And I expect the same. But you're not alone, and I know that it's probably a weird approach doing a video, but I think it's a more human approach. I have got Skype if you want to talk to me on Skype or anything else. But yeah, I think especially because you're American, do your research on your surgeons. There will be better surgeons out there. Certain ones are probably better, but I presume they're going to cost more. I really don't understand that part of America. Or come to England and have Mr. Shad, because he is an amazing surgeon. He's in Coventry Hospital. He's my surgeon, and I can't rate him enough. He's amazing, and he's done some amazing things for people with spines, let alone shunts. Shunts is kind of boring to him. He does a lot to do with the spine and the brain and all sorts. It's a bit over my head, to be honest. I hope I've made you feel better about having a shunt. I personally wouldn't. I'm not regretting it. I love my shunt, and he's my shunt number Bob, and yeah, I've had no problems. And if anything, I have pushed it and taken quite a few risks. I should have had a shunt infection. I don't know how I haven't had a shunt infection. Because I have been naughty and scratched, and do you know what I mean? I just don't know. But there's videos that track everything that I've been through, and admittedly they're not as common now. It's only once a month now that I do videos, but it's I'm still here, and a lot of people who have successful shunt surgery and are cured. I don't ever say this is a cure, it's not, but who don't have any problems or symptoms, they disappear because they get on with their lives. I could quite easily get on with my life and sort of have a normalish life, but I don't want. It's not I don't want to. It's I want to help people. People were there to help me, and I'm doing the favour back. Hope. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.